Why do we repeat the same mistakes even after they have already hurt us? Why does the person who was betrayed continue to trust the same kind of people? Or why does someone who swore never to lose their temper explodes the next week because the tea guy put too much sugar? Why does we all do such a thing? If pain is supposed to teach us, then why does humanity graduate from nothing? People proudly say that experience is the greatest teacher. But if that were entirely true, the oldest people would also be the wisest. The richest would never become poor again. Couples would never repeat the same arguments, or society would never repeat wars and things like that. So experience is not the teacher we imagine it to be. Something inside us actually refuses to learn. And for me, that something is where the truth begins. People believe they make decisions with reasons, right? But I do not. Reason usually arrives after the decision has already been made. It behaves like a lawyer hired after the crime, constructing arguments to defend what emotion has already chosen. Think about ordinary life. Someone spends beyond their means and they regret it, and they promise to become disciplined, and then they buy another unnecessary product the next month later, right? Or another knows that endless scrolling leaves the mind exhausted, yet reaches for the phone the moment everything is normal. I have one of my friend who tells me, Ashwin, I know scrolling on the phone is waste of time, I know, but still I continue to do it. That's how people are. We know what to do and what not to do, but we do not follow. Or someone remains in the relationship that slowly destroys their peace because loneliness feels more frightening than suffering. So none of these people lack information. Information is not missing. Everybody knows what it is. What is missing is transformation. That difference changes everything. A map is not the journey, right? A recipe is not the meal. So knowing is not becoming. Just because scrolling in the phone kills your mind doesn't mean you'll become great, or doesn't mean you'll become disciplined. We imagine that memory changes us, but it rarely does. Memory simply stores events. The machinery that created those events often remains untouched. Imagine a river. Every year it floods the same village, let us say. The villagers rebuild the same houses in the same place. When the next rainy season comes, the river does exactly what rivers have always done, right? They come and flood it. But the villagers called it bad luck. I call it the inevitability, because nothing fundamental has changed. The water followed its nature, people followed theirs. Human beings often behave exactly like those village people. They repair consequences, but they rarely rebuild the foundation. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? We repair our consequences, right? We correct our mistakes, but we do not rebuild our foundation. This is why mistake returns wearing different clothes. It just changes the face. We change the cities, years change, but the inner architecture remains same. The mistake survives because the person who created it survives unchanged. People often say they have changed because now they think differently, right? Many people say that. Have you heard it? Your friends say, even my family people say, I have changed because I think differently. Thinking differently is one of the weakest forms of change. Because a prison painted another color is still a prison. Real change happens when perception changes. And perception is stubborn, because every human being lives inside an invisible assumption. They say, I need approval, I cannot be alone, I must succeed, I deserve more, or If I lose this, I lose myself, and things like that. So these assumptions become the lens through which reality is interpreted. When the lenses remain the same, every experience becomes another confirmation of the same illusion. Imagine wearing red glasses from birth. Everything appears red. I too wear glasses. So if someone tells the world contains blue or green or yellow, I may understand the words, but I still see red. The eyes have not changed. This is the same thing. Mistakes are often nothing more than perception repeating itself. Are you seeing what I'm saying? Mistakes are often nothing more than perception repeating itself. Pardon me for my English. So the events change, but the observer does not change. This is why people leave one painful relationships only to enter another that feels strangely familiar or same. They believe they have chosen someone different. Often they have merely chosen the same pattern wearing a different face. It is like the actor has changed, but the script is the same. And that is the most tragic part of everything. The most tragic part is that familiarity feels like safety to us. Are you seeing how idiots we are? Even suffering becomes comfortable when repeated long enough. Think about prisoner who struggles to adapt after being released. Freedom can become frightening because the cage has become predictable now. The unknown demands responsibility. If he goes outside of the prison, now he has to make decisions and everything falls on him. So familiar demands only repetition. Many people choose familiar suffering over unfamiliar freedom. Not because it is pleasant, because it is known. The mind values certainty more than happiness, and this is the truth. Let me tell you, we don't want happiness, we want certainty that provides happiness. Are you seeing what I'm saying? We do not want happiness in things. We want certainty and we demand them to be happy. This explains another strange contradiction, because people say they want change, yet every genuine change requires uncertainty. And uncertainty terrifies all of us. So they ask life to become different while secretly remaining exactly the same person. That is like planting the same seed every year and becoming angry when the same tree grows again. How could it become anything else? And seed cannot betray its own nature. Neither can an unconscious mind. This is why punishment alone rarely changes people. Because pain can interpret behavior. It does not necessarily transform desire. Someone may stop lying because they fear consequences. But if deception still promises comfort, the temptation remains alive beneath the surface. The mistake simply waits while it's like a fire hiding beneath ashes. So now coming to the main message. You are not all these things. You are not what I speak. You are not what is known. You are not the observer being the observed and all these things. You are the absolute unblemished self-aware reality on which the entire drama of life is happening. Turn your mind within and see this for yourself. I am merely making it more entertaining to tell my actual message. My message is this, which is you are the self-aware reality from which ocean gets its water from. I might sound poetic, but this is the truth. You are not the one following spirituality or this or that. You are the awareness itself, pure and unblemished and prior to all knowing. Turn your mind within and see this for yourself. You have had the entire kingdom by your side, but begging for spirituality, which is nothing but coins fallen down on your roads. Don't wait for gods and goddesses to come and help you. See that you are the self-aware reality. And once that is seen, what needs to happen will eventually happen. You don't need liberation because your very nature is liberation. First of all, if I have to tell it more clearly, you don't have anything called liberation because you were never bound. Let the illusion, which is the body and mind, go through whatever they have to go through. Do what is required in this world and leave the rest. But see that you are not who is doing. You are not what is being done. You are that on which the doing, doer, and all those nonsensical poetry words exist. And this is the truth. Ultimately, I will conclude my speech by saying that follow the message, not the messenger. I am doing all this social media just to make a living and for the joy of speaking alone. You are the self-aware reality, which is the substratum of all, whether you like it or not or believe it or not. Thank you.